don't introduce AI to something that doesn't need to be solved. Find the business problem and prioritize it based on the most value you get. It's just like your ads, your
Yep.
marketing. You're not going to spend a lot of money on ads that don't work.
Hmm.
You're going to
Yep.
find the ads that do work and spend more money there.
Today, I'm sat down with Todd, the founder of InnovateX and the mind behind Maren AI. With over 13 years in IT across multiple sectors, he's challenging traditional IT consulting and building secure, practical AI tools specifically for small and medium businesses. Today, we unpack what most SMBs are getting wrong with AI right now and how to actually make it work. If you're building something and want unfiltered conversations with people who are in the trenches, this one is for you. Let's get into it. He's the founder of InnovateX and the principal behind Maren AI. Hopefully, I didn't butcher that name. With over 13 years in IT across SME, NFP, and government, he started InnovateX to challenge what traditional AI consulting and managed services actually deliver to Australian businesses. He's now building Maren AI, a secure, practical AI platform designed specifically for small and medium businesses. So it's going to unpack, obviously, what he sees in the AI space, why he's moving into AI, and what SMBs should actually be thinking about right now. For anybody who doesn't know him, Todd,
Cheers,
welcome.
mate.
Awesome.
Appreciate being here.
Our pleasure, mate. Well, thank you for accepting the offer. So, if you could give me just a very brief surface idea as to what you do.
Yeah, man. So we initially started InnovateX mostly from an ICT consulting side of things. So we really
Mhm.
focused heavily on the compliance side of things and architecture, cybersecurity, strategy, and guidance.
Mhm.
And obviously AI is a big factor of that in today's world.
Mhm.
So we stood up InnovateX for that purpose and really targeting how we can then actually deliver things and not just a piece of paper and go, all right, here's the thing,
Yeah.
go build it, good luck. We actually wanted to do the delivery side of things as well and then embed within our clients' organization. So we
Mhm.
are like their IT and sort of live and breathe it with them.
Yeah.
And then we split it out into managed services for small and medium businesses.
Okay.
So we then covered, again, more of those compliance heavy areas where you need to understand the security frameworks and the legal obligations for everything, but then how to then apply that to your specific industry. So you don't need a massive framework for the large enterprises if you're a 20-person shop
Right.
down the road in a corner office. So how do we now take what we know from the larger enterprise, from the consulting and the government engagements, apply that to a small and medium business only for what you need when you need it, but not restricting yourself if you're growing. So if you're from growing from a 20 person to a 50 person in the next 3 years, don't make the decisions as if you're going to be a 20 person now.
Yeah.
Over provision a little bit and
Hmm.
then grow with it. Now, and
Right.
then,
Yeah.
yeah, so
Hmm.
that was really good from a security management perspective. But then we're looking at, well, how do we make it a lot more optimized, like optimize a lot more of our clients' businesses in that space?
Yeah.
So us ourselves as a small business, we also wanted the same thing. So it was a bit of a, bit of a selfish act, but then, how can we then help others?
Yeah.
So we're looking at things like OpenClaw. So if you haven't heard of that, it's a
Yeah.
massive open
Hmm.
source solution for AI. It took over YouTube for a period of time, took over X and
Hmm.
everything else. And then that worked really well as a concept, but a lot of security controls weren't put in place for businesses.
Right.
So what we
Hmm.
found is that some organizations, and there's case studies on this, where OpenClaw went out and went, I need to do this thing for the person that has told me to do something overnight. So go build a CRM or something
Yeah.
and connect to my zero instance. So it was grabbing API keys and putting it into code. And then people were able to then grab that online and then actually access data from other clients'
Yeah.
areas.
Well.
So we looked at the learnings there and said, well, how can we grab a similar concept to OpenClaw
Hmm.
and then apply that in a secure manner for A, our business, but B,
Mm.
potentially on sell? And that's what we came up with Maren AI.
Yeah.
So, and Maren AI in itself has changed quite a bit. So initially it started out as a multi-agent AI platform, similar to
Okay.
what OpenClaw or is.
Yep.
And then we found the handoff between some of these agents were a bit clunky
Yep.
and
Hmm.
it wasn't as smooth as what we wanted. So we made the call to switch to a single agent with
Hmm.
skills. Funnily enough, a week later, Anthropic releases skills for Claude. But
Right.
yeah, I wish I could move as fast as Anthropic. That would have been amazing.
Yep.
So we sort of switched to that aspect, but now what Mara does for us internally is it connects to our CRM, it connects to our zero instances, it connects to our financing, our transcriptions, and pulls everything in around our company,
Yep.
as well as our tenders, etc. So
Hmm.
my day to day, I probably save about 2 to 3 hours in just manual admin that I'll either have to pay somebody to do, or just do at night when everyone's asleep. So
That's incredible.
yeah,
Yeah, wow. Well,
exactly.
it's
And
like
that's
all that
growing
time that you're
out.
getting back as well.
Yeah, exactly. And what Marin ends up being is it's not just an open claw setup or a Claude Code setup with a wrapper around it. It is actually completely custom built. It's got long-term, short-term, medium-term memory.
Yeah.
With that recall, it connects to registers, so it finds the right type of memory it has to try to find or piece of information without using up a lot of the context.
Yeah.
And then we've also gone a bit differently because what we didn't want is to, similar to how I see OpenAI coming, where they
Hmm.
were really big in the first instance, but now Anthropic's taking over.
Yeah.
And we don't want it to, we didn't want to lock ourselves down to a specific model or specific supplier. So we can actually change the underlying model to whatever model we want underneath.
Mhm.
Whether it's Anthropic, Claude, a local one like a Kimi or a Llama or DeepSeek.
Yeah.
Um, so it doesn't really matter what models we want to use, and it allows us to be more flexible
Of
with
course.
that. And
Yeah.
as things change, if research is better off with Gemini, we can use the research skills with Gemini, and
Yeah.
then the critical thinking with Claude and Opus.
Hmm.
So yeah, it's a pretty interesting tool,
Yeah.
and it's something that definitely started off with us, and then we just sort of wanted to grow from there.
What's the current stage of Maren AI now?
We're looking at probably a waitlist period at
Yeah.
the moment
Yeah.
with an early access over the next sort of 3 months.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Do you? It's quite a. It's I'd say it's quite a coincidence that you've obviously thought of going back on the topic where, or the moment where you said you had a single agent and then Anthropic came out with exactly what
Yeah.
you decided to build, which is I don't think it's a coincidence. It might be something weird happening there. However, do you think that with AI, well, basically the space that Anthropic and AI in general, and including what you're building, right, is like there's so much that can be done in that space, and there's so much that is yet to be done in that space.
Oh, 100%. 100%. I think
Mm.
we're really seeing still an early indication of what it is. So if we
Yeah,
look back at when computers was first established,
yeah,
um, everyone sort of said it's going to take over the world and it's going to be completely different. People are going to lose their jobs.
hmm,
In the end, it turned out computers are a tool to help us do things faster.
yeah,
The cloud was the same.
hmm,
Um, Funnily enough, cloud probably only works the best for IT people now. A lot of the operational cost benefits is probably a little bit less now than just buying your own hardware if you can afford the capital.
true.
But again, you can scale quite quickly and do things quicker.
Mm,
AI is in the exact same thing at the moment. So I think we're in a rapid scale of growth. And what's interesting compared to all these other technologies is it's not just IT people seeing it, it is everybody. It is
yeah,
accessible to everybody. And I think that's where the difference is. But if you look at things like Anthropic Mythos, so the new model they won't release out to the public because of the cybersecurity concerns, but they've established Project Glasswing.
yeah,
Like the cybersecurity benefits to these models are absolutely insane in the right hands,
of course.
and they'll just continue to grow.
Yeah,
Like I think even Palo Alto this morning
hmm,
announced that they, instead of delivering five critical vulnerability fixes this month, it's like 23 or 26 or something like that. So I saw that this morning.
yeah. Wow. That's
Yeah.
incredible. It's the power that AI enables people to have is just incredible. Like it's absolutely insane. It's like when you think about it, right? Like you said before, computers. People thought that the computers was going to take over their job. However, the computers actually helped people just accelerate at their current role, and it makes them do top like let's say tasks so much more efficiently and so much more quicker. And now AI's come about, it's the exact same thing. AI is either there to take over your job or use it to assist you, and you can actually become like an actual like a dangerous like tools to society with AI if you use it with, you know, whether it's the right or bad intention.
Yeah, precisely,
Hmm.
precisely. I think the other thing with AI too is it's going to it's going to sort of extend what you're trying to do anyway.
Yeah,
Um, the yes, AI can do things a lot faster, but it's a lot of genericness around it. So
yeah,
you still need the person involved to then be able to do a lot of that stuff. But yeah, it's very interesting to watch, and it changes. I'd like to say daily, but I think
yeah,
it's almost hourly at this point.
yeah. It really is. It's always a new update that people are just like, wow, like, you know, we thought yesterday's update was huge. Today's update is just like, you know, will propel
Yeah,
like the next, like, you know, 6 months to a year.
yeah, exactly,
Yeah.
100%.
So you founded InnovateX to challenge what traditional IT consulting and managed services actually mean to Australian businesses. What was the biggest problem that you saw with how most IT providers currently operate?
For me, it was a lot of let's call it fluff.
Yeah. Hmm.
So you do an engagement, you get this massive document at the end that looks and feels the exact same as almost every other
Yeah.
consultant.
Yeah.
And I got sort of sick of watching it from the other side of the table where I've
Hmm.
paid for something for
Hmm.
this, whether I'm an employee, whatever, a contractor myself.
Yeah.
I've paid for this piece of work and then I spend half the time cleaning it up and fixing it afterwards.
Mm. Yeah.
And it didn't really meet what we're chasing. And you sort of go back and go, this is what we wanted. This is what you delivered.
Yeah.
Oh, well, Scott, it's too late now, right? We've used up all the hours that were allocated to this piece of work, and
Yeah.
you can either accept it or not accept it, and you still got to pay us. I sort of looked at it and went, well, consulting really shouldn't just be about here's some advice, good luck. It should really be about here's some advice, here's the plan on how to do it, and we'll help you do it. We've got the skills and the knowledge to be able to help. So let's actually embed within your organization, be part of you. We are not Innovate X, we are your IT, we are you. Right? When we're in there, we're going to talk about us and we as
Yeah.
a collective
Hmm.
to really deliver something of value and make sure that that is beneficial to that organization.
Yeah.
And it really came when I was working for a state government department where so they're sitting there going, I pay a lot of tax, and this is where the tax is going.
Yeah. Hmm.
It doesn't make sense to me. Like this
Hmm.
is a waste of money. And that's why we initially established InnovateX is to try to challenge that status quo.
Yeah, nice. That's incredible. Yeah, it's like you said before, it's like a lot of funding will go into particular projects, and it's just like where the fuck did this come from? So
Yeah, exactly.
yeah, so because going back to the point where obviously now you're building Maren AI, a secure AI platform for SMBs,
Yep.
what actually made you transition from the traditional IT consulting space into actually building your own AI product?
Well, initially it was just to benefit us,
Yep,
right? So I needed something,
yep,
therefore I'm building something.
hmm,
A few people, a few really good mates of mine, sort of asked me, "What are you doing in the AI space?" Because we want to do something with it. And I
yep,
showed them, and they went, "That's amazing! Like that's exactly what we need.
yep.
Can we have it?" I said, "Well, no, it's mine."
Yeah.
But it sort of prompted that thinking of going, you know what, we could do both, right? So
Yeah.
if we already build custom solutions for people, we already provide that as a service. So why not take what we can see as beneficial and a need for the market, build
Hmm.
that alongside our consulting, what we've learned from that aspect and
Yeah.
working with other businesses, and then build that into our offerings.
Hmm.
So it almost becomes end to end now. So we could come in as a theoretical to a small to medium business and go, what's your challenges? Like, yes, you're looking for an IT provider, but what's your actual business challenges?
Mm.
Because now it becomes, we'll support your day-to-day management of your IT environments. So ideally, you don't call us because things are broken. We more proactively manage everything and patch everything and make sure it's all up and running for you. And then we've got the consulting arm that goes, well, let's have a look at those problems and see what the solutions are for those and actually run a proper business analysis, requirements, deliver a project. But uh, in every one of those engagements, we look at it and go, well, can you buy it or do you have to build it? Because buying is always
True.
going to be cheaper than
Yeah.
building it.
Yeah.
Custom, like a custom solution for you. Then you got the maintenance and the support and everything else
Hmm.
on top of it. Makes me a lot of money. Thank you
Hmm.
very much. But but what it doesn't benefit our client.
Mm.
So if we see a need there and we've built it, it's the solid next step. So become almost that end-to-end IT shop.
Yeah,
Now we're not going to be able to build a million products and then support it. We'd
of
be we'd
course.
be we'd be massive. But one of those bigger key ones, something like a platform that connects to all your systems currently and actually makes sense of it,
Hmm.
I think is
Yeah,
a big need, especially in that small to medium business space.
100%. Do you feel like it's an inevitable factor that people within the IT space end up going into AI? Like, let's say whether it's implementing or making a full shift into AI.
Um, I think that I think that we are caught up in the hype cycle still.
Yep.
So there are conversations I've had with business owners, and they just go, I don't know what AI is, but I know I should be using it.
All right.
Right? Like they know
Interesting.
what ChatGPT is, but they don't know
Yeah.
how it relates to what
Yeah.
they do.
Mm.
They just know that people say I should use it.
Yeah.
So I think we do need to be careful of getting stuck in that hype cycle with the people that we know, like you and myself. Like we living and breathing this. We're talking to people that are talking about AI.
Yeah.
We can go to all these events and everything has AI in it.
Yeah.
So I was in an expo a couple of months ago and I did a seminar there around getting your IT ready for AI.
Hmm.
But then every seminar, there was, I think it was 8 or 9 for each day, everyone had AI in it, right? But then I
Hmm.
was speaking to business owners that were walking through and they go, oh, I run a refrigeration company.
Yeah.
What do I care?
Yeah.
I say, well, what about your marketing? That's a big one at the moment. What about your
True.
admin stuff?
Yeah.
What about if you've got 3 techs and you've got jobs all over the state? How do you make it more efficient to get those techs to places,
Hmm.
right? If you've
Yeah.
got 10 Sparkies
Hmm.
and you've got two apprentices, one a first year, one a fourth year, you can send that fourth year by himself to some places, but you can't with the first year. They've got to go with
Of
a
course.
qualified Sparky.
Yeah.
So how do you then map that out properly when you get all your jobs in?
Mhm.
At the moment, their wives are doing it, right?
Yeah.
They're often unpaid. They're just free labor, right?
Yeah.
So how do we could actually make that faster, and your wife can just chill out, mate, have a wine or something. Like who
Yeah.
knows? Go out for coffee,
Yeah.
but or do something else. Focus on that marketing. Focus on getting more work instead of the boring admin stuff and figuring out where people live and then which jobs to send them to and that sort of thing.
Absolutely. It's funny that you bring up where, like, a lot of, like, let's say businesses, like, let's say refrigeration businesses or service-based businesses, right? Like, they'll have their either girlfriend or their wife literally doing all the admin. It's just like, I feel like that's an occurrence with a lot of businesses
Yeah,
nowadays. And it's just like, well, why not teach them or get her to learn how AI can actually help her do her job? Like, instead of 5 times in the output, why not 10 times the output? And it
yeah,
would be faster, it would be more accurate with enough training, of course. And at that time, it's like, you're able to allocate your focus to other areas that are able to actually expand the business rather than just have someone do all of this stuff manually. Because obviously, doing it manually takes more time. Doing it automatically, automating it through AI takes less time and can even do a potential like better job than you with enough training.
yeah. Exactly,
Mm.
exactly. I think there's a lot of training stuff out there that is
Hmm.
obviously generated by AI itself.
Yeah.
Um, and there's a lot of noise.
Yeah.
So I think there's a big challenge there on how to filter through that noise to find the right training, like you call out, right, with that right training.
Yeah.
Um, but I think there's a lot of potential in that space, 100%.
Hmm.
And I think there's even a product of that in itself, right? Like
Yeah.
here's the training on how to do it.
Yeah.
But not only do it, how to do it well. What do you want AI to be part of? What can just be a business process with
Yeah.
some automation in there.
Mm.
Like if it has to be, if it's just the same and repetitive, don't layer AI over the top of it. All it
Hmm.
does is add complexity and cost.
Absolutely.
But if you have that, you can use AI to help, make those Zapier flows or
Hmm.
make flows or whatever technology you're using in the back end. It doesn't even have to be that. It could
Yeah.
literally just be here's an email comes in, goes to a SharePoint list, and something's there.
Hmm.
So there's the two aspects. Um, and again, it's just coming down to what the problem is.
Mm.
Like at the moment, I'm working on becoming ISO 42001 certified, which is a new ISO standard for on adopting AI in an organization.
Oh, nice.
So there's a bunch of controls, security controls you've got to apply for that.
Hmm.
Well, how do I track it? Yes, I could put a spreadsheet in, and
Yep.
yes, I could do it. But as we know, I like to build things.
Yep.
So, right now, I'm paying 100% attention. But right now in the background,
Yep.
I actually have Claude currently building out a GRC app
Oh, wow.
for us that is mapping to those controls.
Nice.
So now I can then track not only my certification and my controls through there, but I can apply other frameworks in there as well. So the Essential 8 Maturity Level 1, 2, and 3, which is
Yep.
a government cybersecurity framework. We've got the ISO 27001, which is a massive information security framework.
Yep.
Underneath that, there's SMB 1001,
Hmm.
which is a small to medium business information security framework.
Yep.
Now, the Essential 8 and the SMB 1001, we actually target for our managed service clients. So
Right.
now this application, whilst again, I'm building it for me and my need, if you build it out right properly now, that's going to now be used for all my consulting and managed services.
True.
So for all
True.
my clients, we're actually going to map that and we can show every year to auditors, here's the evidence, here's the proof, here's
Yep.
the controls that are in place. It now streamlines what that auditing process is,
Hmm.
saves our clients money, and they're more secured.
Hmm.
So I think that training and the switch in the brain of going, here's what's possible,
Yep.
but find your business problem and then use
Yeah.
what's possible to solve it.
Absolutely. That's incredible. So a lot of small businesses are either scared of AI or jumping in blindly, like we mentioned before. What do you
Mhm.
think most SMBs are getting wrong when it comes to adapting it into their workflow?
FOMO.
Hmm. Really?
So yeah, fear of missing out. So
It's
they're
fair
just doing
enough.
something with it.
Yeah.
And like I just mentioned, of going, here's an AI solution to something that shouldn't be an AI solution. All right. So again, it can blow out the cost and blow out the complexity when it could just be a basic automation that runs in the background that you never have to touch again.
Yeah.
So I think that's the two things, the two big things. People go to a lot of seminars. There's a lot of sales pieces, and I want to do more seminars. I want to do more of these podcasts as well to talk about
Yeah.
obviously AI and drive up some business. That's why we started businesses.
Yeah.
But some of the content you get from those seminars are very basic, right? Here's enough to get you excited, but what to do next
Yeah.
doesn't really give you the how. So I think focusing on some more of that how in your education before you just go jump in and go, I went to this seminar or this workshop. They said Chat GPT projects are the best way to go. I'm going to put everything into Chat GPT
Yeah.
into separate projects. Is that the right way for your business? Maybe, maybe not.
Hmm.
So really have that think and sort of apply some of that critical thinking
Yeah.
to it. And you can even use Claude to sort of brainstorm some of that as well.
Of course.
So, here's the business problem, or here's the problem I've got. This is what I want to try to do. Is that the best way of doing it? Focus on, security, reliability, sustainability for it, and have sort of argue back and forth with. I like Claude because Claude sort of gives you that. It's not as yesy as OpenAI's ChatGPT.
Yeah.
Same with Grok. I know a lot of
Hmm.
people don't like Grok because it's Elon Musk or whatever. I won't get into it, but
Of course. Yeah. Yeah. No, for
um,
sure.
when you go online, a lot of people don't like it, but it
Yeah.
is really good because it argues against you.
Yeah.
And then same with the Opus models when if you ask it to. So it's not
Hmm.
as that's a great idea, Todd. That's the worst idea in the world.
Yeah, of course.
Mm,
I've noticed that with so many because it's like you've got all these, you got, like we were saying before, Open Claude, you've got Claude AI, you've got Claude Code, which is just a fucking maniac, absolutely
yep,
insane, which is awesome. You've got Grok. I personally use Grok for just research purposes. That's all it is for. ChatGPT, that doesn't even exist in my world anymore, just for many
yep,
reasons. And it's like you got all of these AI softwares, but not all of them are for the right, like for everything. For example, it's like you've got one that's specifically used for research, or like however you decide to prioritize it with the correct prompts, and you've
yep,
got one that's for literally building apps, literally building systems, which the other one cannot do, wouldn't even have the manpower to do, let
yep.
alone the capabilities of doing it right. So there's all these type of apps for all these types of reasons, and I feel like it's definitely a privilege to have these available to us. However, it's always like you said, like FOMO is always going to be around for whatever type of reason,
Hmm.
and it's like I think it goes back to you know, the term analysis paralysis. It's like you've got all these tools.
Yeah.
It's like, oh wait, but can't I use this one for this? No, this is for building, not researching. But what about this? No, this one's for researching, not building. So it's like, it's
Mhm.
kind of like, well, which one do I start? I don't want to miss out on it. So it's like people don't start it eventually, which is,
Yeah, exactly. And it's a concept of, which one is the best.
yeah,
Because you do see those, like,
mhm,
what's the best AI? And they compare them.
yeah,
Different use cases. It's exactly like marketing tools and sales tools. It's all the same thing. Almost everyone thinks it's the same thing, right? But it's two different processes and two different skills and capability that people need. Therefore, the systems are usually different as well. It's the
yeah,
exact same with AI platforms.
yeah,
Like there is the argument, right? So I love that you mentioned I don't use ChatGPT anymore. I don't use
yeah,
it either.
yeah,
Um, uh, my wife and my niece love it, but
yeah.
I don't use it at all. I use the DALI model. I do like DALI because I do like
Oh,
some of the stuff it
yeah,
produces
yeah,
for some of my LinkedIn posts.
mhm,
But the OpenAI Codex models
yeah,
isn't too bad for coding. I personally don't use it. A really good mate of mine switches between Codex and Claude Code.
yeah,
And he finds them they sort of do this one, like they stagger every release, right? One gets better than the other in a different aspect.
yeah,
So that's pretty good. But then the OpenAI Whisper with the smaller models is quite nice for transcription, especially locally.
mhm.
It's not as heavy. But then the general ChatGPT, I feel there's too many guardrails in there to actually produce anything of value.
It's true.
Right. And then I find
It's
Gemini
very
is
true.
really good at research, especially web type research, being Google's model. Obviously, it makes a bit more sense. And I'm very interested to see, on a side note, side tangent, Gemini within iOS
Yeah.
and
Ah, yes, that's very
Siri.
true. Yeah.
Oh my God, my Siri just went off. Um, I'm very keen because I've just switched from Android after 10 years to iOS,
Oh,
and
really?
I'm missing it. Something shocking. It is driving me insane how
Yeah.
bad Siri is. It's ridiculous. Um,
Yeah.
oh,
Oh
it's
man.
driving me nuts, and
Uh,
every question I ask, I'm gonna go ask ChatGPT, which I
he's
also don't like because I don't like the research from it. Um, which
you,
is
s-
which is nuts.
you've switched to the dark side, unfortunately.
I have. Look, I do love the Apple Watch. I can tell you right now, the
That's
Apple
fair
Watch is a
enough.
lot better than the Pixel watches.
Yeah, yeah.
And the AirPods are amazing.
Yeah,
And I've always had the MacBook and the iPad, so I could never find a
that's
proper
fair.
solution to replace those when
That's
I
fair.
switched in the first case.
It's absolutely
So I
true.
do love the cohesiveness. Um, but yeah, some of the smarts, it needs some work for sure.
Absolutely. Well, I suppose you being in the IT space, and obviously now the AI consulting space, it's like you know exactly like what's best for what, and like what operating system's
Yep.
better for this and that. And yeah, it's funny how you mentioned that you said your wife and your daughter uses ChatGPT.
They
Yeah,
do,
yeah. It's
unfortunately.
it's so funny. It's did you get them? Did they like was that their own research that they came upon, or did you just say to them, "Hey, I've heard of this. Maybe use this, but also when you learn a bit more, switch over to this."
No, I think it's interesting that I think people they just started using ChatGPT because it was the first thing,
Yeah.
and they get used to it, and
Mhm.
then their friends use it,
Yeah.
and then it's like my wife never used it until like last year, right? Late last year.
Yeah. Wow.
Um, but her friends at work were saying, "Oh, like ChatGPT, it's this and that, and it saves a lot of time, and you can ask it questions and do things." I'm sitting there going, "Honey, I've got a Claude subscription. I pay a lot of money for these Claude
Yeah.
subscriptions. They're a lot better." She's like, "Yeah, but then you got to set it up, and it's just easier if I just download the app, and it's like $20." Okay.
Yeah. That's fair.
Sure, darling. Sure. Um, and nowadays too, when it is built into iPhone and it just sort of says, sign up and you can use Siri with ChatGPT.
Yeah.
It obviously makes it a lot easier in that aspect.
Yeah.
Um, but I think Claude too, I think it is definitely more tailored, even the desktop version, to power users and not
Mhm.
necessarily general users. Let's say that.
Yeah.
So, like if you open up the Claude and you got your projects and everything else, and then you got artifacts and customize, and then there's this button called co-work and code.
Mhm.
So I think it scares a little bit of people. Like it makes sense. That's how they make their money.
Yeah.
Definitely around the co-work and the code. That's where a lot of the power users are.
Yeah,
I think it's just a different market. You got the
of
simplified
course.
version, and then a little bit more of the power user version.
Yeah, absolutely. What do you feel like people get wrong about AI, about the aspect of AI in the IT space?
Um, get wrong.
Or I should say like the biggest misconception that you find people have about AI in the IT space.
I think there's probably two answers, right? So you got
Yeah.
your business that think
Mm-hmm.
it's an AI problem. Sorry, it's an IT problem,
Mm-hmm.
and it's an IT solution. Um, AI isn't a silver bullet. It's not going to solve all your problems.
Yeah.
And there's different flavors of AI. So you've got the data side, which is really good for your analytics and machine learning and that sort of things. And then you got your general, so your generative AI, which is like your ChatGPT and Claude's, a few other bits and pieces.
Yeah.
Um, I think especially the data side, you've probably heard the saying, shit in, shit out.
Yeah.
If you've got poor data,
Mm-hmm.
you're going to get poor results. Similar with your generative AI. If you're not providing good prompts and good context, you're going to get poor outcomes and results. So there's that. And then they go, well, it's an IT problem. Not necessarily. It's
Yeah.
mostly a business and training problem.
Mm-hmm.
Business data, training, quality. From an IT lens, I think what
Mm-hmm.
we get wrong is the security
Mm-hmm.
side. So we're IT professionals for a reason. There's a lot of nice shiny toys everywhere. There's a lot of sales things. CEO goes and says, "Oh, there's a Salesforce thing, and there's a ServiceNow thing, and then there's my mate started a business, and there's a little thing down the corner. It could save us a lot of money if we replace Salesforce with this little CRM
Yeah.
that's supported by a dude on a farm in Western Australia."
Yeah.
Oh, well, you got supply chain. It was supply chain risk is a whole other conversation I could get into, especially the
Yeah.
last couple of weeks in Queensland.
Yeah.
Um, but it's definitely the security and how that works. I think
Mm-hmm.
with AI and AI, custom AI agents, I think that's the
Right.
big one at the moment in that IT space. Is really easy to create. So you can create, Copilot agents quite easily in the Microsoft 365 environment. You can create your gems in Google Workspace,
Mm-hmm.
and then they connect to systems.
Mm-hmm.
From an IT lens, how are you ensuring that the systems they're connecting to,
Yeah.
the user and the output that it's producing is allowed to be seen by those people?
Right.
So
Okay.
let's use an example in probably more government and large enterprises. If you have protected like level information, like highly sensitive information, and you've got an admin officer that shouldn't have access to that information asking Copilot a question and it produces it,
Yeah.
what could happen? If you're in a super fund and you've got your investments division that's usually on a secure floor, right? Like if you go into a super fund building, they've got a
Yeah.
secure floor for their investments. No one else can access it. IT can't access it. Nobody.
Yeah.
It's completely locked down. Generally isolated systems sometimes. Um, all the SharePoint or whatever system they use, only they
Yeah.
can access.
Yeah.
If you have a co-pilot that can access that for them, and another co-pilot in the customer service area access it, get tips on what they're looking to invest in,
Mm-hmm.
and then they go invest themselves, technically,
Yeah.
insider trading. No one spoke to anyone. It's just the agent that produced it.
True.
Where does that then sit?
Mm.
So there's a few concepts at the moment. I think Microsoft's starting to introduce agent identity.
Yeah.
So you can start to tie what that identity is for the agents, what they can access, and then that links to the user and what they can see. So those two identities are
Right.
more connected. It's still not there. I think it's quite early on, but I like the
Yeah.
level of thinking.
Yeah.
A
Like the
mate of mine,
concepts there, it's just a bit more building to go. Yeah.
yeah, that's right. And there's other sort of ideas, such as an MCP gateway to connect to the MCP servers, so you can sort of
Right.
control that from a central aspect on what you can connect to.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think that's quite there yet either in terms of a holistic solution. A mate of mine's just built one. I speak about a mate of mine, something on a farm somewhere.
Yeah.
He's not on a farm, but a mate of mine did build one because he saw the same challenge I'm seeing.
Yeah.
It's called Agent Valet. So it connects to, it sort of sits in the middle. So all the agents talk to that, and then that determines whether you can connect to which systems based on the user and the
Yeah.
agent. So
Yeah.
it's
Wow.
almost mimicking what we're talking about.
Of course.
And then, so I think that from an IT lens, it's still very, very much in its infancy, and we don't yet have the right solution that will then progress us into the future because it
Hmm.
does change quite quickly as well. So I think we're playing catch up quite a bit.
Hmm.
And there's a lot of lessons learned as new models come out and people think about
100%.
different ideas of how things can be used.
Yeah, man.
So it's going to be an interesting space. I think from an IT side of things, we need to keep up with those new updates
Yeah,
and really, again, apply that critical thinking as humans, what that could impact and how we can protect ourselves from it, especially as a business and enterprise level.
absolutely. Absolutely. So you've worked across SME, NFP, and government sectors. How different are the challenges and mindsets across technology and AI in each of those environments?
Oh, massive, mate.
Massive.
Massive, massive. You
Well,
got
walk me through it. Walk me through it.
well, you've got your NFPs. I'll start with them.
Yeah.
They're usually budget constrained
Okay.
quite a bit. So again, depending on the NFP
Yeah.
and how they manage their budgets.
Yeah.
If they're good ones
Hmm.
and they're more charitable, they obviously shouldn't be holding as much in themselves as possible. And I think those are the ones that really get hit with some of these challenges. So sometimes, not all the time, sometimes corners get cut because they can't afford it. So some of the security components, sometimes there's a lot of potential there to automate a lot of things and save money in people, but you've got to invest that initially, which you
Yeah.
can't do without sacking people.
Hmm.
And that's not really what they're around to do in most cases.
Yeah.
And then you've got your larger finance, like your larger corporate,
Hmm.
have a lot more money. Everything's tied to budgets. And if you're going to spend this much money, what's my ROI? If it's higher, go forth,
Mm.
have fun, deliver something.
Yeah.
Let's go. It's a bit easier from the tech lens.
Hmm.
Government's an interesting one because you have a lengthy process to do anything. There's a lot of regulations and compliance as part of it. There's a lot of scrutiny around it. And I've seen this from both employee consulting and supplier. Um, the tech is quite out of date,
Yeah.
generally speaking.
Of course.
They don't move as fast as the private sector.
Hmm.
And now we've got this thing called AI, and they're going, we want AI because we're told we need AI. But you've missed the last 10 years
Hmm.
of modernization progress that the private sector has. So when private sector are applying AI over their modern systems,
Yeah.
it's a lot easier than your legacy systems,
Right.
and you carry some legacy technical debt with that. So that's a separate challenge because now you're seeking money to not only introduce AI capability to either streamline citizen services, get better data out of your systems, whatever that might be. You now need to modernize your previous applications and data sets,
Yeah.
which exponentially increases the cost, which exponentially increases the process
Hmm.
and the vendors that can do that and the time that it takes.
Yeah.
So to introduce an AI for a system, that could, instead of just going, here's a 6 month project, that could be a 3 to 4 year project.
Hmm.
And then it becomes, well, do we do it?
True. Yeah. True. Can you walk me through the process part?
The process of government procurement.
Yes. Yeah.
Usually it's a tender. So if it's a big enough project, it'll go out to open tender.
Yeah.
And then as a supplier, you can bid for that tender. Now to respond to some of these,
Hmm.
depending on the project, it could be a week's worth of work to 2 months
Yeah.
worth of work. Like sometimes it's a lot of work to, to,
Hmm.
to respond and provide the evidence, provide the capabilities, build up your team to then have, all right, here's the team that you'll be working with
Yeah.
on this project if we're successful.
Hmm.
It's if. You got some of the smaller projects that actually go pull from a what's called a standing offering arrangement or like a procurement panel.
Right. Yeah.
And to be on that procurement panel, you need to apply similar concepts. So you respond to a request for quote
Hmm.
and sort of become it's almost like pre-vetted to be a
Right.
government supplier.
Okay.
That usually opens up, and every state is different, and every level of government's different. So
Yeah.
your local, which is your councils, your state, and your federal. But if we look at, say, Queensland, because that's where I am, some of these standing offering arrangements or SOAs, they don't open for 8 years. Right. So you could be on
That's a
that
fair
panel for
bit.
8 years, or you could have to wait 8 years to get onto the panel.
Yeah.
Um,
Wow.
so I was lucky enough. I'm going to say lucky because the timing was just perfect that they were renewing.
Hmm.
And it was successful on the Queensland State Government panel
Yeah, wow.
as well as the local council panels. So I'm on both of those.
Mhm.
But those in itself, that was a good month to respond just to those to get onto the panel to
Yeah,
make it slightly easier
yeah,
to respond to tenders for work. Right. So I think that if you're a larger consulting company or a managed service company, it's a little bit less of an issue.
of
If you're a
course.
smaller one, a lot more work that goes into it without the so guarantee is probably the wrong word, but
Yeah,
the sometimes the likelihood of getting it when you're competing with some of the larger organizations.
yeah,
So I can see how a lot of smaller businesses, especially,
yeah,
just don't want to go through some of that pain.
of course.
Um, and then sometimes the responses to your tenders take longer than expected too, whether that's through leave, whether it's through political, government changes, whether it's through budget constraints. Another project might have run over, so it's impacted, this budget bid that they've got internally,
Yeah.
whatever that might be.
Hmm.
So for smaller businesses, it's a lot of time invested, a lot of time. You got to wait to find out whether you get it.
Absolutely. 100%.
Yeah,
It
it's
is a fair
very
bit.
it's very interesting, mate. Like there's a lot of
It is.
potential, especially in the public sector. There's a lot of potential, especially in IT and sort of modernization. But they are obviously budget constrained as well. You can only have so much budget. You can
Yeah.
only collect
I
so
feel
much
like they're always going
taxes.
to be, I feel like no matter what, they're always going to be budget strained, right?
Correct. I think
Yeah.
so. No matter how much tax that, obviously we just got the new budget
Yeah.
drop last night. Doesn't matter how much tax you try to collect. There's always going to be,
Yeah.
unfortunately, some of that obviously wastage, like I was talking about before, but
Yeah.
also, genuine need. We want to be able to go to the hospital and not have to end up with a $10,000 bill at the end.
Hmm.
We want to be able to, if we're out in central Queensland and you have an emergency, you can be picked up by a helicopter, taken to a good hospital
Yeah.
to receive care. You don't end up with a massive bill.
Yeah.
So I think there's good expenditure,
Hmm.
not so good expenditure.
True.
But there's always that constraint.
We do anything to avoid the American healthcare system.
Oh God, yes.
Literally. So, if a business owner is thinking about bringing AI into their company, but they don't know where exactly to start, what would be the single most important thing that you'd suggest that they should focus on first?
Look at where your low value activities are and what
Hmm.
wastes the most time. Pull up if you're a business owner, you've never heard of this terminology. Pull up a SWOT, so strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. So
Right.
a table is a bit of a quadrant, and then in each quadrant, write down what the strengths of your business are. Write down what the threats are to your business, your opportunities of where you might want to grow or improve upon, and your weaknesses. So some of the opportunities should come from your weaknesses as well. So map that out, then look at it and go, well, in here, what is something that I could save the most amount of time in or produce the most value in?
Yeah.
Prioritize them and focus on those first.
Mhm.
Right. So it could literally be if you're sending and I love this as an example,
Yeah.
invoices. So if
Mm.
you're a service provider, right? So if you're a chippy or actually a epoxy floor, I just had my epoxy floor done.
Hmm.
If you're an epoxy floor dude and you're doing 3 jobs a day, so the guy that did mine, he did my place and another place around the corner in a day and a half each. And he was just like, all right, come here, grind, go over there, grind, come here, prep, go over there, prep,
Yeah.
paint, paint, flakes, flakes, clear, clear. And then you get to the end of the day, you got to send invoices out and the quotes and for future jobs.
Yeah.
Then you got to chase the invoices. You don't need AI for this. Just turn on invoice reminders.
Yeah.
Um, but if they're still not paying and you still have to try to follow up,
Yeah.
and that happens regularly, if that's happening regularly, you're finding the wrong clients.
Yeah.
But if it is and you want to keep doing that, you could apply an AI process over the top, right? So you can sit
Mm.
there and go, well, based off, you've had 2 reminders automatically, have a AI jump in at the end, and then respond out going, hey, look, I've not heard of anything. This is what could happen, da 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 da, da, right?
Yeah. Of
If I don't
course.
get paid for for whatever.
Yeah.
So that's a simple example of automation versus AI. But at the end of the day, don't introduce AI to something that doesn't need to be solved. Find the business problem and prioritize it based on the most value you get. It's just like your ads, your
Yeah.
marketing. You're not going to spend a lot of money on ads that don't work.
Hmm.
You're
Yeah.
going to find the ads that do work and spend more money there.
Absolutely.
Same concept in whatever you implement, whether it's AI, whether it's automation, whether it's a new CRM, whether it's switching from Google Workspace to Microsoft 365 or back. It doesn't matter anything technical wise, business problem, the value you get out of it.
Yeah. Absolutely. The closing question is, how are you feeling about where your business is at right now, currently?
Oh, good question. Um, Look, I think, well, based on the budget last night, I think a lot of small businesses are worried.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. That's fair.
but I think at the end of the day, I think business is still the way to create freedom for yourselves
Of
and
course.
create um, wealth, whether it's generational, whether it's just for you, it doesn't matter. I think
Mhm.
business is the way to go in that aspect. Yes, you'll be working a lot more hours um, than what's sort of sold on YouTube. And how I would start this business if I was to start again today.
Yep.
Or the 4 hour work weeks. I think I haven't got there yet. If I get there, I'll definitely come back to you and we'll do another one and say, oh, I was wrong. Um,
Yeah.
but you're not gonna get that. But I
Yeah.
think there's a lot of potential. Australia is still a good place to start a business and to try to build that generational wealth. It's a great
Mhm.
country.
Mhm.
We talk about the healthcare system, for example. Like the stuff we can do here is quite amazing.
Mhm.
When we think about the IT side of business, again, don't get caught up in the FOMO. Think about it critically and logically, and find the right trustworthy suppliers.
Yeah.
One thing I've seen out of AI at the moment is a lot of people that have come out said we are AI experts, will help you automate everything in your business.
Mhm.
Mate, like some of these people, and I'm not against people starting a new business and changing
Yeah.
their industry or sort of what they're focused on. But some of these people, they're not AI experts.
Mhm.
They were a chippy 2 months ago,
Mhm.
and they started using ChatGPT 2 months ago, and then they started finding N8N workflows on YouTube.
Yeah.
By all means, jump in and do things, but do it right.
Of course.
So if you're a business, your livelihood, and this is why I talk about, generational wealth and everything else, your livelihood is on the line. You've got people that work for you, their livelihoods are on the line. Find a trustworthy supplier that'll tell you straight and not just try to sell you shit to make money.
Yeah.
I know that's the idea of the business, but
Yeah. Of course.
you got to have that trustworthy, but it's still Aussies. We should still be, honest about certain things. So I think that's where we see businesses at the moment. Just be careful of some of these self-proclaimed experts
Yeah.
in AI. Find a supplier that understands not only the AI tech,
Mhm.
but the value of business and how business runs, the data side of things, the security side of things, and the architecture side of things. Because if you don't, you're going to end up with a bunch of mess that you'll just turn off in 3 months and you'll have wasted a lot of money.
True. True. It's very true. Where should people go if they want to find you?
Look, LinkedIn is a big one at the moment, but info at innovatexsolutions.com.au.
Mhm.
Same domain for my website. We've just pushed out a new website actually, with the intent of making it faster, a bit more mobile responsive, and also being able to push out updates and content a lot quicker as well.
Yeah.
So off from the WordPress, name of WordPress for me, some a bit different, a bit
Yeah.
faster in that aspect. So definitely hit us up there on the website. Or you know what, you can even call me straight direct on my mobile 0400 395 394.
Yeah.
Everyone's probably got that number in Brisbane anyway, so feel free to give me a direct call and you go straight through to me. So yeah, that's it. You'll find me out and about anyway.
Nice.
Getting a new car wrap on my car. If you ever see InnovateX on a car, come say good day.
That's sick. What car are you getting it on?
I've got a Ford Ranger.
Oh,
Um,
nice.
yeah, I
Those
love
massive big pickup truck ones.
not the F-150s.
Oh, yep, yep,
Yeah,
okay.
so it's a little bit smaller.
Yeah.
It's the Australian dual cab.
Yep, yep.
I still need to go into the city. I still need to find parks to park in. That one enough is a challenge,
Yeah,
unfortunately.
100%, 100%. Wow. Well, that'll be exciting. That'll be exciting.
It
All
will be.
right.
On the final design's done, so it's just got to be booked in now. So I'm stoked about
Nice.
that.
Nice. Well, brother, Todd, appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much for having me. Appreciate it.